So I've added a few more sounds. I've added an eating sound, a room start sound, and a game over sound, and I've added that in various places. So on the Pac-Man, if you want to open, obviously on, as well as on left, on up and right and down, I've got the move, and release left, stop the move, release up, stop the move, release right, stop the move, and release down, stop the move sound. So when the button is pressed down, it plays the sound. When the button is released, it stops the sound. I also want something to come on when the game starts. So I need to find something in the game that comes on at the beginning of the game. Well, as it happens, I don't need to create a new one. I can just add it to the lives. So in the create instruction, which is what you do at the very beginning of the game, I can play the sound room start. So right at the beginning of the room, it comes up with play room sound at the start of that. So that's good as well. I also want it to play when it goes on to the next room. So I want to go to the food and say when the where's it gone to? On to food. So if the next room goes to the next room, I also want it to play room start sound. So it should do that when the next room starts. So now, if the next room exists, go to it and play the room start. And finally, on the Pac-Man running into the monsters, I've added here, play a game over sound. And again, I've done that on all of the monsters. So play the game over sound. So now I've got, when the Pac-Man moves, he makes a sound. When he stops moving, the sound stops. When he eats a piece of the food, he makes a sound. When all of the lives are gone and he dies, he makes a sound, and when he moves on to a new room, he makes a sound. And I can try all of that, and hopefully you'll be able to hear that as I play it. So you should be able to hear the sounds coming on if I press on play. So there we go. I've now got a game that I can play. I've now got, that's room 0. I need to do a little bit of work on room 2. So I could add some monsters into here. I can duplicate that room and change it around, maybe change where the maze is, and have as many rooms as I want. Obviously what you can do now is you can go on to the Project 3 guides if you've got some time and look at other ways we can make this game even more like the original version of Pac-Man, like having an animated Pac-Man character, like having splash screens, like having game over screens, like having high scores. But you should now have a working version of the Pac-Man maze game.